please silence your cell phones now. Grab a popcorn, get a Sprite, cherry. I don't know.
Yes, because it's time.
Huh?
I have waited oh so long. Please don't tell me, baby, I was wrong. Dreaming of you every night, holding back until the time was right. I've counted the days.
It's finally time. After months of build-up, after months of teasing you all that I would go on forever about one of my favorite fights of all time, it's finally here. Oh god. And you know what the best part is? Even though it's one of the best fights ever, it's surrounded by nothing but greatness. It's not, oh, Yusuke versus Toguro was the only good part. No. Nah. They're all great. They're all fantastic.
Yep. But yeah, so I am your mayor of Townsville.
Ew, no, not here. The CW is going to take over that show. You know that, right?
Oh, I know. It's going to be a horrible, bad thing.
Why would you want to be associated with that? That's like, hey guys, it's me, TrevorTiger, joining you from Gotham City, Batwoman style.
Yeah, because you killed the Joker.
No, Batman killed the Joker, and the only thing that can penetrate the Batsuit is kryptonite, and it.
But yes, we're talking about the finals of the Dark Tournament. Yes, everything is pretty damn good here. Kind of like what I did with the last video. Let's just talk about everything chronologically, kind of. So I got the fights together. We'll talk about the fates of some people after them, and some of the in-between stuff we can hit when we get to it.
Very well. I shall let you take over the narrative sense, and then you know me, I'll just probably butt in and be like, it's so good!
Wait, it's so good? I thought you hated this show.
For the 1,000th time, this isn't One Piece, you fucking pleb!
How much it was?
All right, excellent.
Yes.
I wonder how many people are going to take that out of context and they don't know that I'm joking that I actually love One Piece.
Because you're a hater, Trevor.
Yep, Nazi hater, the toxic brood.
You're a hater. You're the chief of haters.
He's not even in here. Chief's not here. He's doing his own thing, being a Frenchman.
Exactly. But yes, Kurama versus Karasu.
What a glorious first step! It really shows it sets the stage for every fight to come.
Yes.
For those that don't know, what I mean is that this fight pretty much shows how Karasu and pretty much every member of Team Toguro, they don't go down easy. They really don't. In fact, with all but one of the fights we're going to talk about, the Team Toguro absolutely dominate their fights because they are effectively just like 3.0 versions of the characters and even more and then some, where the whole stick of this thing is Kurama. He can manipulate plants, but, plants have to exist. Karasu, well, he can make things out of his mind. And those things happen to be bombs. It's the original Killer Queen. So,
Killer Queen. Wait, hold on. Did Killer Queen come out before, during, or after this?
It might have been before. Let me check right now. Quick, entice the audience with your point of view, and then I'll find your answer.
I love this fight because beforehand, Kurama has a short little conversation with Kuwabara's like, hey, did you take that potion, Kurama? The thing that'll make you turn into the demon form? And Kurama's like, yeah, I tested because I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna test it out before the fight to make sure I can do it. So there's like a time limit before it activates. So we get that little build up of, Kurama can't see what Karasu's like little demons that he can make, his little bomb demons. Kurama can't really see that right now. So getting that build up all the way until Yoko comes out, and oh god, when Yoko comes out, it's so good
with the same music, and also Karasu has the same music.
Yes,
he's all creeper.
That's actually one thing I want to comment about the music. They did a really good job of like, so what they do with the transitions for each track is they still have the previous track playing, but they'll start the next track kind of playing like underneath it. So as the previous track is like going down in volume, the next track is going up. So it reaches this like middle point where they're both playing at the same time. It's so good, and especially when it's the Hiei fight next. That's when it's really good. Oh, but I'll gush about that when we get to that. Holy shit!
So I do want to mention real quick.
Yes.
Karasu, by the look of it, came before Part 4.
Killer Queen. Okay.
Oh yeah. So Yoshikage Kira, he debuted in chapter 69, and that came out October 4th, 1993. Meanwhile, Karasu, well, it doesn't show a manga debut chapter. It does show the episode debut chapter of the Knife Edge Deathmatch. So in Japan, that air date was May 29th, 1993. So Karasu did come out first.
Okay. All right, cool. So, all right. Neat. So, yeah, he is the original Killer Queen.
Yeah, so good, great inspiration. I heavily approve.
Yes, good. But yeah, Yoko comes out and he's all like, I'm going to still use plants because I'm a plant man. And God, I don't know. Because you see, like, when Yoko Kurama's, like, talking to Karasu, talking to him about, like, oh, you're the one running now, blah, blah, blah. You can kind of get the little hint or, like, taste of how, like, he's very spiteful because of how he died from being, like, well, not died, how he had to, his situation, being chased and all that. So you just get, like, kudos to the voice actor. I forgot who it is for Kurama, but does such a good job of like when he changes to Yoko, putting it in his voice as he's telling Karasu, "Oh yeah, it's time for you to run." I don't know. I like that a lot. It's a nice little like subtle touch you hear.
Yes. And what I like about this, and I'm just pretty much going to recipher my own script because I do have my script ready for the Terror of Team Toguro. It's all set. I just have voiceovers to do. But what's really interesting is that even when Kurama goes Yoko Kurama, it's not said and done. This isn't your typical shonen battle where he transformed. Hell yeah, it's over. Oh wait, the fight still go. Oh no, Kurama lost his. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like Karasu loses his mask and he kind of has a transformation too. At least with the anime, it's debatable if it is.
Well, it's hard to explain. Well, actually, it's very easy to explain. But so Karasu's whole stick is that he can turn he uses the air itself to use as a substance to make a bomb out of. That's his whole stick. Where it seems like he creates bombs out of nothing. It's only because he's like making bombs on like that molecular, or he just uses the air itself as it's like transmutation. You take air and you turn it into a bomb. That's basically it. So what happened when Karasu is trapped by Kurama, the mask falls off, and that pretty much makes Karasu suck in the air, as in he's sucking in a giant bomb of himself to just blow up the plant that has him trapped. So that is the official explanation. The anime, I don't know if it's the dub, I don't even know if it's the sub, like a translation issue or whatnot. It's basically just like, oh, he transformed somehow. It's like, wait, no.
That's kind of like what they were saying in the dub. They were like, okay, he transformed, kind of, but not really. It's basically his hair changed color, showing like some different, like just some difference in him, because it goes from like this black to a blonde.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just
like
okay,
my
so
days in high school.
just like my days of fighting Cell in the Cell games.
It's such a good fight to start it off.
I know.
Because it's like, it sets the whole thing. It's like, I said it already, but it's like, God fucking damn, I'm trying to explain in words, but like, Kurama versus Karasu, it's never an easy task. It literally takes Kurama, like his Yoko transformation, all of his life energy, just to put Karasu down. And during this entire fight, Karasu doesn't really try until Yoko comes out. And then you really see that at the end where Karasu is just like, oh, well, I'm standing, my mask is off, and you reverted to your sexy little human self.
Yeah.
Well, time to blow you up, Bob Gatling gun.
Because like apparently like there was something weird with the timing, because when Kurama first did the potion, he said something about like, I can do this form for like 15 minutes, and then like 5 minutes pass, and then he's Kurama again. So he's like, what the fuck's going on? And so like this last little fight, this last bit of the fight is just Kurama trying to survive. And we see at the end, like he does legitimately try to give his life. He says he's using his life force, yet he doesn't die, because apparently every time he transforms into Yoko, he's able to like retain some of that power.
Yes. And we need to call it out real quick that I'm very happy that Kurama just didn't drink the potion for the first time for this fight. He does say, hey, I've drank it before. Did you really think that I would come into this arena without testing it? It's like, you are very competent. Not many people are like you.
And that's one of those like throwaway lines that you kind of need in something like this. Like, and Tagashi's really good at that.
It makes you value what good writing is.
Yeah. But however though, Kurama does not win.
No.
He wins the battle, but he doesn't win the round fight, if that makes sense.
Yes, he killed Karasu. However, when Karasu was torturing Kurama, he was pretty much at death's door. But when Kurama made his last stand, when he uses that life energy to make one last plant weapon, he technically did not get up after the 10 count was initiated. So even though Kurama got the last blow in, Karasu technically, by tournament rules, won the match. And with that, even though Togoro's team took a loss in terms of a member, they won the match, meaning that no matter what, every single character needs to win their match.
Yes.
Otherwise, they're dead.
Yep. So it sets up even greater stakes now, because Kurama survived, great, awesome, but he lost the match. And can we just point out the use of VHSs?
It's great.
I love it, because Koto's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're gonna go to the movies here, and I'm like, oh, look at that VHS tape.
What about Yusuke's amazing line about how the hell does a dead guy win the match?
Or better yet, oh crap, how does it go?
It's Jury going.
Please Jury's like,
your hands.
Well, how about you remove your head from your ass?
Yep.
I love it.
Oh, by the way, so remember how I told you how Kuwabara being stabbed was my first introduction to Yu Yu Hakusho ever?
Yes.
My second introduction to the series was, back in the day when the dinosaurs were still raging it on with each other, there were DVDs that were released, and they're like Funimation batches, so to say, where it's like a showcase of different episodes. And on one such disc that I had, and I found it at a I found it at a BJ's. Yes, that's how old this is.
Oh,
So
God.
at this BJ's, I found this DVD, and it was my first introduction to not only the Dark Tournament again, but it was also the first time I ever saw an episode of Dragon Ball GT. And
Yes.
the episodes that were on that showcase, I think there were sneak peeks, but the two big events were Hiei versus Bui, at least the first episode, where we have the aftermath of Karasu versus Kurama, and then Hiei versus Bui, and the episode where Goku goes Super Saiyan 4 and pounds out Super Baby 2 for the first time, and it's, oh man, that DVD, I watched it so many times as a kid. I was like, he went to Super Saiyan 4!
Oh, the days when we would try to look up different Super Saiyan levels.
Yep. So, like, I have the first episode from Kurama winning, or Kurama killing Karasu, to Bui losing his armor. Yeah, that entire episode is engraved in my skull. It's the most memorable episode of the series, but only because I watched it so many times as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're in that territory. It's what a devastating first step, by the way. It's just like, even though Kurama won, he lost. But yes, every character is literally a 3.0 version of our heroes, and they do not care. They have no mercy. They will wipe you out. It will take everything you have and more just to lay a dent in them. The stakes are so perfectly set.
I know, and I love it. And it's all just set in this first match too, like you were saying. Like, this is the like Kurama's like matches in the Dark Tournament are perfect ways to set up how that round is going to go and what everyone else is in store for that round.
And when Team Toguro takes their matches, that one match against that team of 5, you get to see firsthand, you get a glimpse of what they can do. But even that glimpse is like, wait, he touches people and they explode. And, oh God, Bui can just swing a giant bladed weapon with no effort whatsoever. And Elder Toguro can just stretch out any way he can turn it. How the fuck is anyone supposed to win?
And that's like, we see that with Kurama too, because when he starts the fight, he has like these rose petals going all around him. So like, he's trying to protect himself. So he's learning from what he saw, being like, okay, I can't let him touch me. But then he's learning even more that, oh, he doesn't have to touch anything.
Nope.
It can
It's
just
literally, it's just one of the perks, Kurama.
Yep. Oh God, I love it. So did we miss anything about Kurama versus?
The only other thing I want to mention is like the relationship between these two.
Oh yeah.
Kurama is like, he's just trying to win this fight, and you get to see how mentally agitating Karasu is to Kurama, because throughout the whole fight, Karasu is just spouting off this crap, and Kurama just has to keep telling himself, block him out, block him out. You don't see that ever again in the series. You do not. You don't ever see Kurama get agitated by someone else, and it's someone that plays the same kind of mind games.
Mm-hmm.
It really sells that desperation, because that's what Karasu is selling, desperation. And during this, he adds on a creep factor. It's like, oh, Kurama, you giving up, you not giving up, even though it's futile. It makes me spurn my affection for you even more. And yes, there's nothing more cathartic, nothing more masturbation worthy than the relationship between a murderer and its victims. To see the soul ripped out of the body, I'm like, holy shit.
Yes, and I love every moment of it.
Every member is psychotic like this. Well, except for Bui, and we're about to get into him.
Oh, you want to get into Bui, huh?
I mean, yes. I wish I could. I could never get past the armor, though.
That's true, yeah. The armor is meant to protect us and not him.
It's like if I tried to get with Michael Fassbender because, well, I mean, if I make any advances, he could just use his Magneto powers and just throw me away because I have a belt on. I'm like, no, let me love you.
No, let me close to you. No.
This is a Yu Yu Hakusho stream, by the way, folks.
Yeah. Is it? Is it?
Can't wait for this to make it in the best of montage if anyone makes that.
Oh, one day it'll be made. Oh, by the way, there's a reason I chose this as the picture, and we'll get to that.
Is it because of the animation or just the pose?
Yes.
All right, good.
Bui versus Hiei.
Yeah, we need to. We should. Well, how about this? The episode's engraved in my head. Do you mind if I take the first part? You can take the second half.
Yes, because I want that episode.
Okay, so this is fucking fate allowing us to line this up perfectly. So, first episode, you have the stakes raised that every single member on Team Urameshi has to beat every single member in order to walk out of the tournament alive. You know, just to win the tournament. They can't lose anyone. They can't lose against anyone else. It has to be a clean streak. And then Hiei walks in the arena, acting all confident as usual. And then in comes Bui, the unstoppable, probably could kill Kaido and take his place as the Shogun with just his design alone. God, I love that design. It's so cool. But he walks in, and there's no talking between the two at first. Well, Hiei does try to goad Bui. So Bui responds by materializing an axe, taking a tile from the stage and just chucking it. And it's just an onslaught of these tiles being thrown at Hiei. He dodges everything, of course, because, he's pretty fast. And it's like, okay. It's weird that Bui isn't trying to attack up. Well, oh god, there he is up close. He tries swinging to Hiei and he misses. And then Bui throws an axe at Hiei, and he uses the Fist of the Mortal Flame. Not the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, just the Mortal Flame technique he first showed against the Chicken Man. So he takes the axe, and he actually destroys Bui's axe. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I said it in the last episode, it's like, how the hell is Hiei supposed to outclass someone like Bui in terms of raw power and speed? It almost kind of looks like Bui could be an even match with the size difference. But I didn't take into account the fire and how much stronger Hiei got because he endured the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. So he destroys the axe, and it's just like, oh, okay, so he can't use the axes, he can't use the stage anymore. What's next? Because there's no way Bui would ever stop an assault because his blade was broken. And then, for the first time, Bui speaks. He's like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Hiei. And it's just like, oh, that's your voice. He takes off the armor one piece at a time, and it's, oh my god! It's the weighted armor trope, and it's especially fitting here. It's one of its original uses, I believe, too. Where it's imagine a football player, guys, and you know how there's a brace around the kneecap. All right, now imagine that.
No,
imagine taking off the kneecap, and it weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah. That
is Bui's armor. Every single piece, every part of his design is a piece of armor. God damn it. Yeah, every piece of his armor, it just weighs 50 quintillion tons. Death battle logic, it would take 300 million quintillion tons of TNT to break through. That's just off of the sheer hype alone here. So Bui takes it off, and it turns out that, well, if we're going this far, Bui is the original Kenpachi Zaraki, where the armor was made to not only hinder Bui in order to make him kind of enjoy the fight more, it was also because, well, having that heavy armor was the only way to keep Bui's immense power and strength on the inside. When the armor comes off, that energy just bursts through. And for one last dose, One last dose. I want to remind everyone that Bui motherfucking blasting energy all around the stadium. This holy hell, we haven't seen anything like this before. Toguro still beats the shit out of him at 80% power. That was in the flashbacks. What the fuck?
Yep.
And then I believe that is where the episode ends because I remember because the episode ends with Hiei preparing the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. And it's like, let's see if you can take this on. So now it's pretty much like the unstoppable object meets the what's the goddamn it?
The immovable force meets the unstoppable object.
Thank you. So yes, you'll actually reverse what you said, but yes, it's perfect, and that's where it ends. So it's Dragon versus Unrestrained Bui. Take it away. It's your turn.
And does Hiei prepare the Dragon of the Darkness Flame? Oh, does he? Because holy fucking shit. Does he fucking... okay, one thing I love that the anime does, and it does this on every few episodes, especially Hiei episodes, they do this thing where it's just like they just get rid of color part of the time and just make it like these blacks or like shades and all that stuff. And they also do this thing where instead of like how angular some of the characters' designs are, everything's rounded out, so it's a lot more fluid. And God, oh my God, I love it so much. I like just Hiei charging up that Dragon of the Darkness Flame, having these white and black rays of light just shoot from the oceans, from the whole island is being affected. There's black lightning everywhere. The dragon's coming out in its full like liquidy fiery form. It's so fucking good. And you see like it resembles it kind of parallels the fight when we first see the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, but it's a little different because there's like what's his name, Bui, he's not fully encased by the darkness. There's still light in him, so he's preparing himself to catch the dragon. And God, it's so fucking good. Oh my gosh. I love it so fucking much. And then Bui takes it. Bui takes the hit and sends it right back to Hiei. But here's the other thing. And this is how the dub says it. I don't know how the manga or the subtitles did. Hiei, not only has he quote unquote mastered the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. Oh no, he's become it.
Mm-hmm. It's the official thing is pretty much like he takes on the dragon itself. He absorbed it into his being. He has fully tamed it. So in a way, he has become the dragon. So it is fitting.
And it's actually really cool because he makes a line, and you can kind of align that logic with why and how Hiei can use the dragon, because the dragon wants a sacrifice, obviously, for being summoned and all that. So Hiei sacrifices, instead of himself, the person he's fighting. And you can tell that from a line he says by saying, you're the sacrifice. Or it was something like that. He literally tells Bui, you're the one that's going to be sacrificed here to the dragon. And it's so good because like Hiei shows back up after we think he's gotten consumed by the dragon, and he shows back up and he's just like, yeah, I am the dragon now, blah blah blah. And so this is where I want a correction here.
Mm-hmm.
In the manga, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hiei just kind of blasts Bui away, right? Like there's no like, okay.
I will look it up right now.
Okay, because there's, I want to make sure I get my fact right on this before I continue on with this next part. But we do get some Bui backstory, like you were saying. Like, he had fought Toguro before. Toguro only keeps him around to, make him stronger. Bui plateaued and all that, basically. And he's still trying to kill Toguro, blah, 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 all that.
Oh my lord, I like this manga art style. Okay. He takes it, he throws it back at Hiei. Boy is so excited because he pretty much like,
Oh, yeah.
yes, my strength is
He's so
proven
happy.
now.
He's like, I have proven my worth. I have defeated the dragon of the darkness.
Oh, I like this quote. There's a good
What is
quote
it?
from Kurama in the manga. It's he is now the ruler and master of this incredible power. As someone
Oh,
with
yeah.
similar power, we should know this.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, I need to screen share this.
Okay.
I just want to show you this. Look at this panel.
Oh. Oh boy.
It's
Oh,
beautiful. Many
love
people
it.
have a slight misunderstanding.
Oh, yeah, he gives this little explanation of this is why I can control it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So the anime. You should we talk about the animation for the episode?
I mean, just how great it is.
How one can see how it is silly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there is some silliness to it, just because, like, again, like I was saying, there was a lot of roundedness. Okay, good. This is exactly what I was getting to with my point. But yeah, so for the animation, like there's a lot of roundedness and fluidity to it. I could see why people would be turned off from it, but then I just think to like Pain versus Naruto, and I'm like, okay, it's not that level, so I'm fine.
Yeah. This was more contained. I think this was the same animation studio too that did that. That did Naruto versus Pain, and if that's really the case, then oh my, they kind of took it down great.
They did better in the 90s then.
Yeah. By the way, in the manga, I'm going panel by panel here. Bui goes shit, punches Hiei's face a few times, tries to go in for like another punch. Hiei palms him into the air, then just jumps up, punches Bui. He crashes into the stance, and that's it.
Okay, good. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So the anime expands that. The anime expands that to like a few minutes of Bui like desperately trying to hurt Hiei, and it's done so well. Like this is how you expand on your what's the word? Well, on your source material. This is how you expand it to make it even better, because Bui is desperate here. He is desperate to have his moment, to have his reason of living being acknowledged. And now Hiei is the next block in that, and he can't do anything. And it's like we just saw the panels on that, but the anime just expands on that so much. And then you finally get that final thing of him being like, kill me, this is why I was living, and blah blah blah. And Hiei's like, no, I don't take orders from anybody. Kill yourself if that's the thing, if that's the case.
Yeah, it's great. So and then you have Bui realize, oh my god, I allowed him to control my life for so long.
See, this is how you expand on a scene, not by making your main character seem like he actually has a chance against another like very powerful being. Luffy versus Kaido.
No, don't you make sense? He can fight him like 50 chapters later. It makes sense, Whawkins. It's not like there was any training done. It's not like he never stood a chance in the official canon material.
Yeah, no.
The adaptation just wanted to be cool.
Everything else is fine if it wasn't just that. Anyways, yeah.
It's also time for something cool. It's more torture. Yes, our next fight is all about the tortures on both the mental, physical, and spiritual plane.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. But here's what happened. So between the two fights.
Oh, we're doing the in between very well. I like where this is going.
Just very briefly.
Oh yes, absolutely.
The stage got destroyed, so they're like, okay, well, we have to get a new stage and all that. And Hiei is just like, I have to go into hibernation because of using my power, blah blah blah. So apparently 6 hours go by. At least that's what the dub says.
I believe that's the official too.
Okay,
It's like it takes a while.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh shit, 6 fucking hours. Okay. But Toguro literally comes back with the previous stage.
Which is a nice callback to saying it ends where it began.
Yes. I love it. But this is all leading up towards this.
Yes. Oh, and there is a little bit of build up to this one specific encounter
Yes,
where
there is.
where as everyone's just waiting, as Hiei is currently sleeping and tells the Yusuke and Kuwabara to take care of the Toguro brothers by the time he wakes up, otherwise he'll kill them. Ha ha ha! Very nice.
Yeah. Joke's on you, Hiei. You woke up and they're still all alive. So,
So Kuwabara looks over across the stage, the obliterated stage, as he's trying to just, prepare himself. He looks over at Elder Toguro, and Elder Toguro, I think it's like a demon tactic where he projects his energy into Kuwabara's mind, and it's very fitting because Elder Toguro, despite being the smallest enemy yet in this tournament, he towers over Kuwabara. And Yusuke, powered up and all that, he's like, look at that guy. Who does he think he's trying to scare us? And Kuwabara's like, yeah, he's not scary at all. And then Toguro shows up behind Kuwabara. It's like, it's okay if you feel afraid, Kuwabara. And, it's pretty much like one of those, like, enjoy your moments while you can. You should just flee while you can, because soon I will be killing you inch by inch, Kuwabara.
Love it.
And it leads into this fight. And it's, remember when we talked about how in Karasu versus Kurama, Karasu pretty much dominated 2/3 of the fight?
Oh, but yes.
Elder Toguro dominates every part of this fight. It doesn't matter what. Like, Kuwabara has a couple tricks up his sleeves to fight Elder Toguro, and we will go more into detail, but I just want to point it out real quick that throughout this entire battle, Kuwabara can't do fucking shit against this guy. And you can't blame him. It's Toguro. That's how he's just horrifically outclassed. No matter what trick he comes up, any trick that he could have come up with in this fight would have worked on any other guy, any other opponent. He would have secured him more wins than not in this whole Dark Tournament. Here, though, Elder Toguro just outguns him in every single capacity. Stamina, strength, just the weapons itself. Kuwabara, I have a spirit sword. Elder Toguro, my entire body is a weapon. I can stretch it. Just my nail is a spear.
And that's the thing, like, Kuwabara even gets like a power up for his spirit sword too.
Having it does nothing.
It doesn't. Like, he cuts him at first. He's just like, oh wow, that was quick. And then Elder Toguro is just easily behind him. Just that's why Kuwabara's injured right here, because he let his guard down. Just like, oh no, he's behind me. Like, I love you, buddy, but okay.
Like, it's like he's never seen shapeshifting like that before. And we get the full extent where when Elder Toguro emerges from the ground, as you see here in the shot, guys, his Kuwabara effectively takes down a decoy. He makes a slash against someone that looks exactly like Elder Toguro, and then another version of him pops out behind him. So as this decoy is being drawn back to Elder Togoro's body, it shapeshifts. And it turns out that what he slashed was nothing but the transformed finger of Elder Toguro. So, it's impossible. It's a little hard to explain. You just have to see it, where it's like Elder Toguro can make a human body. He can make an exact replica with just his finger. And then it says, It did connect Kuwabara, but what you thought was an instant kill was just a paper cut. Also, I can move my organs around, so you'll never be able to put me down for good.
Yes, that was actually going to be my next point I brought up with the physical aspect of this fight. Elder Toguro can just move around his organs and all his vitals, so it's pretty much almost impossible to kill him. But Kuwabara finds a way.
Well,
quote unquote.
Yes and no.
Yeah. He, for sake of continuity in the video, he finds a way to win.
Yes, well, we need to point out that throughout all of this, it's through Toguro where Kuwabara learns that Genkai was murdered.
Yes.
And then you see a puppet show done about it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the emotional and mental part of this fight, is how Toguro just messes with Kuwabara, being like, you were protected by your friends, but they just think lowly of you. And like, Toguro...
It's a little true. Sorry to interrupt you, but it is a little true.
No.
Well, no one lied to Kuwabara. No one kept anything from him. They just were doing it with their own way.
Yeah.
They didn't owe Kuwabara anything. They thought he knew too. Well everyone but Yusuke.
Yeah, well, the thing was, at least this is how the dub said it. Like, Yusuke didn't tell anybody. Kurama and Hiei just figured it out
because they sense powers. They can feel the sheer weight of it all.
Yeah, so they just didn't tell Kuwabara. I don't know. That's one thing. I'm just like, why not just tell him? Just tell him.
I think it was like, Toguro does have a point. If Kuwabara was emotionally compromised, could he really win a fight?
Yes. Because he's a man. A mulberry is a bush, and I am a man.
So,
best line of the entire thing.
Yeah, it's just torture. Toguro just constantly makes Swiss cheese out of Kuwabara's body, tosses him around, flailing him against like just the ground in one episode, and it ends with Toguro pulling out like one last trick to summon his powered up sword hilt, and he's like, I can't hit it. I can't slash you all at once, Toguro, but I can pound you to oblivion. And he makes a fly swatter out of his energy and swings down, and Toguro screams in pain, and he seems like he's vaporized. And that is how Kuwabara gets the win. Except he doesn't. Come back to that later.
I just realized something. I don't, and this might be me just being dumb, or maybe it's finally now clicking to me. The finals and the first round are very similar.
How so?
So, okay. Well, first of all, I forgot who Kurama fought in the first round. Who did he fight again?
Oh, he fought the guy that held a trigger to
That's right.
Kill his brother or something.
So there's like a bomb aspect to that. Trying to play, so like a simpleton trying to play mind games with Kurama. So like, I guess 0.25 Kurama against 1.0 Kurama.
Ah, yes, and he had to use the dragon. Kuwabara faced off against someone with ranged attacks, and Yusuke has an all-out brawl. Oh my fucking god!
Yep, it just clicked in me because, like, especially at the end of Yusuke versus Toguro, I'm just like, wait, oh, there was a challenge. Oh, fuck. So now my mind is exploding.
Wow. Okay. I guess that's a really cool parallel.
Yeah. Because, like, I just think about it, like, and I thought about it, too, when I watched the episode of, like, Elder Toguro torturing Kuwabara here with his long tendril fingers. He's slamming him down just like fucking Renku was. Who is also in the stands right now with Chu and, what's their faces? Toya and guy who has a really thick accent. Jin. I am good with names, I promise you.
How dare you? How dare you disgrace the sanctity of Star Trek on this show?
How dare I? You know what? Look, here's the thing. Rey's better than Star Trek. Rey Skywalker. Oh no, Trevor left for now. He left. He went bye-bye. Toguro's okay. Oh, hello.
I hate you so much.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I had a fit of rage.
I don't blame you at all. Star Wars does the same thing to me too.
Do you remember Boba Fett?
Who?
Exactly. Oh, we're getting to this. Can we talk about the quick build up here real quick?
Oh, of course. I'm just gonna put that away.
In terms of Elder Toguro, he does come out of the ground again. Kuwabara couldn't get the job done. He couldn't. Because Toguro comes out of the ground and he says like, oh, we make the rules around here. You should know that the only way you progress is if we want you to. And it's like, oh, that's kind of very telling. That's ooh, wow, that hits deep. But it turns out that Togoro's puppet show of Genkai did not sit well with the younger brother.
No, it did not. Oh, no.
And Elder Toguro being like, you'll be with your whore mentor soon. I wish I had a chance to do some nasty things with her. That was the last straw with the younger brother. He pretty much tolerated his brother for a while, but this was the last straw where he crossed all the line. He crossed the Genkai line. He pressed the Genkai button. So younger Toguro takes Elder Togoro's offer, and with just a simple punch at 0%, just to have one last epic hype build up to how kind of outclassed Yusuke seems like in comparison. Well, that one punch at 0% obliterates Elder Togoro's body and just flings him out to sea, apparently, and we won't see him for a while.
Yeah.
That is how devastating he is.
So good.
So,
yes, we are here. We are finally here. It's finally time. So I chose this picture because I mean everybody else uses the same old picture, so I was just like I'm gonna find something different. Where to begin?
I will gladly begin.
That's the trouble with this fight. I never know where to start.
Dude, you fucking know. Anyone who's watched these videos know how long I've been itching to talk about this.
The day has finally come.
This is one of my favorite fights ever.
Oh.
So, if it's okay, do you mind then if I just go on a rant, go off on a tangent, one that's been months in the making?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
And then after I'm done, you know what? You do you, because I will have taken more than enough of your time in terms of talking about this fight alone. So I'm going to stand up for this one.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Get in there, chair. All right.
Do we need to hold on? Do you need your camera on for this? Because I can give you the floor.
All right. I'm also going to wield a sword during this.
Yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's me, your boy. It's your boy, Smitty. No, I'm not. So, this fight means a lot to me. And all has to do with good old Yusuke. Oh, so I'm going to look probably pretty fat because I'm wearing a shirt size larger than I usually wear. So if I just seem even more grotesque than usual, that's why. That's fucking why. So, oh my god. This fight is all about Yusuke trying to find a way to beat Toguro when he enters the ring and when Toguro enters the ring. By the way, are you even here anymore? I don't know if you
I'm
can
here.
even hear me. Oh, awesome.
I'm here.
Right.
Yeah.
As these two enter the ring, younger Toguro, which honestly I can just call it Toguro now. Fuck the pronoun sibling bullshit. So it's gone. It's gone, Inka. My cat's here too. She's sleeping right there.
Good girl.
Oop. I love you. So, the two of them enter the ring, and Yusuke, he's getting ready, and Togoro's like, "At long last, you can finally give me the fight that I've always wanted." And Yusuke's like, "Yeah, well, this time it's personal." And then Togoro's like, "You don't think it's personal for me too? I'll start at 80%." Buffs out at 80%. So already, Bui Karasu level at full power, by the way. Not the little shonen trope where they all start like, I'm going to use 30% of my power, then I grow. It's like, no, we're going fucking all out at the fucking start. So Toguro transforms. He does the iconic pose where he's just kind of sitting here, he's like, I'm going to kill you. Blah. And Yusuke, he's just taking this all in right now. He's staring at this monster, the same form that was used to one-shot his teacher into oblivion. He's standing there, and he's pretty much like, you know what? I should really be scared. I should be terrified. But I'm not. I'm kind of scared myself about how much, I'm scared myself over how I'm not caring over this. Well, shit. And then... the sheer energy that Toguro is releasing from his body, it makes all the other demons that are weak disintegrate. They evaporate into nothing. They're gone. Nada. They start blowing themselves up. So, and it's to the point where even Kuwabara can't take much more of the energy. So Kurama has to step in. And everyone takes the cover behind Kurama. And you may be asking, oh, what about the girls? They're in the stands. They're all going to die. No. Foreshadowing 101. Pooh, Yusuke's inner self, wards off the energy. And you may be thinking, wait a sec, how the hell can Pooh do that? He's not strong. It's almost like someone would have to be taking over his body to just apply some ample power set. Oh. But you don't get time to think about that right now. No. So the fight begins, and I want everyone to realize that at this point, we don't really have like any evidence to show that Yusuke can power up even further, or if he's holding back, or if there's any transformations in store. Because, that's never been Yusuke. He just kind of just goes in and just charges into a fight head first. He doesn't really power up, so to say. He only gives up his life force in order to get any more extra energy. That's just how he is, and I love that about him. So, to us, the audience, he's going in at full strength from the start. So Toguro starts flailing around. He tries punching Yusuke. Yusuke dodges all around. It's like, whoa, okay, so you can't take any direct blows. But then Yusuke is at the edge of the ring. Toguro runs in, is about to punch Yusuke, and Yusuke blocks. And this is where you have like the first psychological, first clash of beliefs you have between these two in the actual fight arena itself. Because Toguro is just like, so... you're prepared to die for her. And then Yusuke is like, yeah, and you know what? I'm looking forward to growing old with her, too. And the camera pans back showing Keiko, meaning that Yusuke is prepared to take on Togoro's blows so long as it keeps Keiko, Botan, Chizuru, Yukina safe. And then, foreshadowing 102, Toguro says, that's some good motivation you have there, Urameshi. And then Yusuke's like, no, you don't. Leave her out of this. This is between you and me. And Toguro pretty much says, like, oh, well, hey, keep it up. If you can prove yourself to me, then, hey, I won't have to get any funny ideas. The foreshadowing Whawkins, it's so good.
It's so good when it's done well.
Yes! Ah! Do you have any idea how many parallels I can make to Luffy versus Katakuri right now? Do you have any idea how much I'm holding back on that? Do you know?
I know. Just like how you could mention nuclear fission killing a fox demon.
fuck that chapter. Fuck Naruto as the whole series. God damn it. That childhood story of mine is now fucking obliterated. It's been annihilated. And it's by the hands of the same author, too. At least Dragon Ball Super's failings can be listed to one other man other than Toriyama. But Boruto, it's all back to Kishimoto.
So back to something good.
Yes! So Toguro says, all right then, Yusuke, you know why I'm here. We had a little dance around. We had a little toe-to-toe combat. Hit me with everything you got. Hit me with your spirit gun. So then Yusuke starts charging at the spirit gun, which is something you don't really see. He just kind of points and fires the thing. But here, it's like he's concentrated all of his energy. And it's like, oh my, he's going to do it. He's actually going to fire the thing at full power. What will it do? But then, while everyone is staring in silence, he stops. And he's like, why don't you stop? And then Yusuke charges in again. It's like, what are you doing, you fool? Why? So, God damn, this is taking a lot of me. So Toguro, he's running around Urameshi. He's like, he uses his head. I like that in a fighter. Like, you still got the respect. Good. So, Toguro punches the ring so hard, it sends Yusuke into the air along with another chunk of the stage. Actually, no, he obliterates the stage. The stage is gone now. That stage that Toguro chucked on his back, carrying hunchback style. By the way, that's another cool feat about showing how outgunned Yusuke is in terms of raw physical strength, and just saying. So, yeah, the stage is gone now. But during the debris, you hear the battle theme coming back on. And as Yusuke turns around, as Toguro turns around, Yusuke is there with the pose upside down and fires. It turns out that he kept that energy he stored in his finger the whole time. He was just waiting for a reason to use it. He was waiting for the perfect time. That opportune moment came when he was upside down. He fired the goddamn spirit gun. Toguro goes, and goes all the way outside the ring into the forest, and then a nuclear explosion happens. So good!
Oh, yes.
He used his head. He knows how to. He knows what's at stake. There's no real messing around here. Well, I mean, we'll get into a little bit of that in a second. You guys know where I'm going with this. So, Toguro, he comes waltzing back in. He's like, you thought that would kill me. But guess what? You finally gave me motivation to go 5% higher. He says 100%, but in reality, he's still trying to test the waters. He's still doing whatever he can to draw out as much power as Yusuke so that they can have that true final battle. And that's something that people apparently have an issue with, where he says he goes 100%, but he only goes 5% more. It's like, guys, he's trying to draw out as much power as possible through the fear tactic. It makes sense.
Exactly. And the fact that a 5% difference is that much.
Oh, we'll get into that. But yes. Yes. So he goes 5% to 85% under the illusion. And by the way, the episode knows how to fucking lie to us in a good way, because episode 52, the death of Genkai, they learned their lesson. In this episode, it's Togoro's full power. So Toguro goes 85%, and I think it's at this point, I think there's also another reason why why the change is so drastic, because I think at 85%, he's not a human anymore. He fully enters his demon state. He is now a full-on demon at 85%. And there's a really brilliant, there's something brilliant I'm going to lay on all of you in a little bit. It's at the end. But 85%, and turns out Toguro, with his fucking thumb, he can just fire air bullets. He snaps so hard, he turns the air into little bullets.
And, the thing that Goku could do when he was only in Ultra Instinct?
Yeah. Yep. So then, Toguro's like, good. Oh, wait. No, I skipped over something. I'm so sorry. When Toguro walks back into the ring, Turns out Yusuke had a little handicap on him the whole time.
Oh yeah, the spirit shackles.
I completely forgot that, everyone. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm just going off of the raw emotion after seeing this fight so many times. Although now that's kind of discredited because I kind of skipped over this little plot point, but it's whatever. It's whatever. I'm high right now. I don't fucking care. So Yusuke looks over at Toguro and is like, well, it was fun while it lasted. Takes off the spirit cuffs, and Toguro instantly recognized, like, wait, those are spirit cuffs by Genkai. And it turns out Genkai had one last ace in the hole, where, in terms of Yusuke, it's like, here, before the final test starts, you're going to wear these spirit cuffs. Meaning that if you want to move, if you want to pick your nose, if you want to do anything, you have to move at full physical and spiritual strength at all times.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, by the way, that it's actually kind of brilliant for Genkai to do this because, to move, in order to use your full physical and spiritual abilities, that kind of would be needed if you were to, I don't know, absorb a large amount of energy and you needed to partake in that. You need to overpower it at all times just to make the power yours. Makes you wonder.
Yes.
Some people also call that out Whawkins, where it's just like, oh my god, the spirit cuffs is so out of left field. It's like, but it makes sense with the final test.
Yeah.
If Yusuke didn't give everything he had, he would have died during the final test. The spirit cuffs were practically just part one to overcome the spirit test. It's, oh my god, I love it. I love this story so fucking much. I love it. So He takes off the spirit cuffs, and Genkai says, hey, the longer you keep these on, the stronger you get. And you may be thinking, oh my god, Yusuke, he was already at full power fused with Genkai's energy the whole time.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that part.
You thought he's like, oh, he's all fused, so now he's going to get even tougher. Hell yeah, let's go. And he takes off the spirit cuffs. He said the word Aphias. I don't know what that word means. I remember reading about it a couple times. I keep forgetting what it is. So, first hint of the demon trace energy in Yusuke, everyone, where he explodes and his spirit energy creates a phoenix that bursts out of his body.
Yes. The fucking phoenix. I love it.
We will come back to how that links up in the Sensui. It's up. At the time, the anime could go like, oh, or the manga's like, yeah, we're just going to symbolize how cool this is. It's Yusuke's energy finally breaking free like a bird, like a phoenix. Caca, motherfucker, it's free now. So Yusuke, oh my god, one of the most satisfying blows, he goes to Toguro, starts jabbing all over his body like it's like a mad attack rush. And during all of this, you see Togoro's face go, oh, I caught the earphone. Yeah. That one shot at Togoro's face is going, oh, it's so cathartic to see.
Yes.
And that's when he goes like, all right, you've done it. You've matched my expectations. Time to go 100%. 85%. And this is where the despair starts to come in. Because, well, the spirit cuffs are off. We always assumed that Yusuke was operating at full power.
Turns out that's not the case at all.
So as Toguro breaks his arm, I don't know if you remember that walk. It's just the light little tap of Yusuke's arm cars and go, ah!
Yeah. And then, like, Yusuke trying to go in for a punch, and Toguro stopping it with his thumb.
Eat your
he has more
eyes.
Power in his thumb than Yusuke has in his entire body.
He even says that too. And wait, which came?
What?
Kubo, you madman! You used that. He took that. Aizen took that from Toguro, stopping the whole attack with his finger, something on his head. Ah!
I mean, at least with Aizen, he stopped the music. So.
That's true. All right. Good. A nice little succession technique. We'll go with that. He topped it just a little. So, so as Yusuke is being tortured, turns out Pooh turned. Oh no, not Pooh. Well, you hear a voice. You hear the voice of Genkai. It's like, God damn it, it's always come to this, doesn't it? And everyone in the stands is like, the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's another thing to quickly mention. People are dying in the stands this whole final round.
Yes!
Like all of the when Wee was doing his little thing with the tiles, people were dying from that. Toguro, I don't know if it's here or soon with his little steam.
Oh, that's when he first transformed. When he goes
Yeah,
85%, he shows like, by the way, now that I'm in my demon form, I kind of need like souls and sustenance, and that's when he starts sucking out the life force even more people. So now everyone in the stadium is doomed.
Yep.
So Genkai turns out she has possessed Pooh. And that explains how Pooh was able to ward off the demon energy from before. Raiden, it works sometimes when it's really fucking good. Oh my god. So Genkai flies down, which, by the way, I fucking love the fact that Pooh's face, the Genkai face,
his Genkai face.
It's a perfect recreation of Genkai's face where you see Pooh trying to pull off the facial expressions like, oh wow, that's Genkai. Oh.
Yep.
So Genkai flies down, and it turns out that Yusuke wasn't fighting at full strength the whole time. He kinda half-assed it in a way. But it's not exactly his fault. You see, even though he confessed his guilt over Genkai with Kuwabara, he hasn't exactly gotten over that himself.
Yeah.
He knows that he has all the power locked inside him. He knows he has the strength to do it, but it's his regret, his guilt, his fear, everything negative about his emotions that have been spurned by this torment. They're blocking off Yusuke from reaching that power. And before anyone even fucking dares to say it's a Dragon Ball ripoff.
It's not.
No, it's not, because I do want to point out
not.
that Yusuke's power, as noted by Genkai in this tournament, in the second match, she says, and I quote, his powers his powers come from his emotions.
Yep.
So if Yusuke has the guilt over Genkai, the guilt of the regret about just everything that went wrong with Toguro, it's blocking his power off. It's like a seal. And well,
it's almost like he's a teenager trying to deal with his emotions. And this is all a story that's based off of that. Holy fucking shit.
So good. So the only way to really overcome that wall, ladies and gentlemen and germs of all ages, well, you have to do something drastic. You kind of have to break the wall down. You have to do something so shocking, well, the shock overtakes the wall.
Yeah.
So then Genkai says to Toguro, hey, if you really want to, break the wall, if you really want to see Yusuke go all out for once, kill one of his friends. Do it. Just kill any one of them. And Yusuke said, you fucking hypocritical bitch. I chose my friends. I wanted to protect them. That's what I focused on. Then Genkai's like, shut up. You're too weak. You're a teenager. You entered this life. I'm sorry, but this is the way. If you can't beat Toguro, if it takes one friend to overcome your emotional crap, if it takes the death of someone to make you stop everyone from dying, then by God, let that person die for God's sake. I'm dead for God's sake. Fuck you.
Yep.
So Toguro says, I didn't like the idea. Because he just wants a pure one-on-one. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
Because he had thought of doing this. He was just like, the thought crossed my mind to do that. That's why when he did it to Keiko and all them up there earlier, he purposefully missed that. He was toying with Yusuke, being like, oh, next time maybe I won't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, oh my god. So yeah, Toguro, he just wants that one-on-one. He He just wants Yusuke. If it takes, goading people or goading him to power up, to finally unlock Genkai's full power. Oh, no, not Genkai's full, but to unlock his full potential inside him the whole time, then, hey, if it takes stabbing someone, it's going to work. It's going to happen that way. So Yusuke's trying valiantly. You think that he got a power up because he's back up and he's starting to punch and kick Toguro all over the place, but no, his power hasn't unlocked yet. Not yet.
And more desperation because he's trying to stop Toguro from doing his thing.
There's a really good moment, and I wish more stories encapsulated this. Where
I hope you're about to mention what it is. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Toguro takes his head.
Yes.
I need someone's head to cave in. Sandslash, you'll do.
Oh no!
Caves in his head into the ground, and as Yusuke's head is buried into the ground, the screen cuts to black and then white. There's a kanju on the screen, or there's multiple kanji signs on the screen, and it flashes all over the screen. I'm so sorry, Sandslash. You get to go right back to your work. You're such a good boy. Here, Arcanine's next. There, done.
Fine.
So, the Japanese sign, and I believe this is it. It's like powerless, and then I can't. I'm not strong enough. I'm helpless.
Yeah. On the Blu-ray, because it shows the translation of it above it. It says I'm powerless. That's basically it. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's Yusuke coming to terms that he is powerless right now unless he unlocks that power.
Oh my god. It's and he can't do it. He's just so overtaken by, just all the negative crap he's been going. And hey, the stress of losing one of his friends, it's keeping his power inside even more.
Did we mention by chance, because we didn't mention yet who Toguro chose?
Oh, well, I'm about to get into that. Because there's one more flashback I want to go into. As Yusuke is perishing against Toguro, as he doesn't make any dents, he has a flashback into his childhood days. His little wee days and little Urameshi's like, oh, I'm so lonely. I'm just doing it for comedic effect. It's actually quite tragic, and I relate very well to it because, hey, I was a sad, lonely kid too, so I understood where it comes from, where it's like all his life he was alone, and it sucked. It truly does suck. So and that's where we get to see how much Keiko means to him, because she was the one person that ever stayed loyal to him. It's the one person that never stopped caring. And so I love this so much. As little Yusuke is playing with little Keiko, little Yusuke turns around and Togoro's there in full demon form. He's a fucking giant, hand wrapped around Keiko, pulls her like, "You're not strong enough, Urameshi."
Love it.
So after that, this is where it comes in. The person Toguro chose, he points over. There's a really good choice of the camera shots, by the way, where it goes over to Kurama, to Kuwabara, then to Hiei, and then to Kurama. Because usually with choices like this in certain animes, it's like the last person that shows up on screen is chosen, or the first person.
Yeah.
I don't really see the second person being shown to be chosen to die. So I like that little twist.
Yes.
So it was like, how about you, Kuwabara? And this is where I walked into the room where my sister was watching this for the first time.
Yes.
So Toguro is marching slowly. He's like, yep. And Yusuke's trying to punch him, trying to get him away. He can't. Again, this is where the whole powerless thing comes from. I'm so sorry, Sandslash. I will evolve you in the Alola region. So, he walks over, and Hiei and Kurama, they're actually ready. They're ready to die for Kuwabara. They're ready to just hop in there because they know they don't stand a fucking chance.
Almost showing the bond that they've made by going through this dark tournament together.
Yes, it's I see this comment. I see this comment a lot where St. Beast arc, teammates. Dark
Yep.
Tournament, friends. Chapter Black, brothers.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
their bond. So they're ready to jump in. And Kuwabara just walks in. He's like, no,
God.
I'll do it.
Oh, fucking! Can I say the line real quick? I fucking
Do
love
it,
it.
say it.
I fucking love it because like he
Do
pulls out his goddamn spirit sword and he's just like, a mulberry's a tree, Kuwabara's a man, and he's just like, I'm gonna die by going in head first. So he charges Toguro. He's like, I'm gonna do this. He goes in, Toguro disappears, and then just like knifes him right in the chest. Like you see his fingers go right into Kuwabara's chest. And Kuwabara gives like this touching speech about how it's Yusuke's turn now, and what happens next? What happens fucking next? Because here's the thing, we're so ingrained here. I'm gonna stop the solo cars. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break. I'm gonna give you just a tiny bit of a break because God fucking damn it.
I hope you enjoyed that, by the way, my little reenactment
Yes.
of Kuwabara's
I
death.
did, and I loved it. But holy shit. So, because we are so conditioned in anime to be like, somebody just died. Here comes the rage moment. Oh no. Oh fuck no. This is not how Yu Yu Hakusho goes. Not by a long shot. Because yes,
I'll do the
Yusuke,
reenactment.
Yusuke gets his power up. He gets up, and you see like this after image of him from like being on the ground, and then he just stands up. You're just like, oh, something just broke in him. Completely speed blitzes Toguro. And just like you see Yusuke's face as his power comes to it. It's not anger. It's despair. It's sadness. It's mournfulness. It's so fucking good. It's almost like it's a human being dealing with all of these emotions and is just done with everything. It's
I need
almost
to add real quick.
Yes,
the,
add.
the walk he does.
The walk, yes.
Like Yusuke's energy is literally bursting from his body. Well, not exactly bursting. Think of it as a river. It's like a typhoon of spirit energy just slowly emerging from him. And it goes all throughout the stands. And you can just tell. You don't have to feel it. The characters in the world feel it, but you can just tell. It's sad. And as Yusuke, he's just kind of just like walking slowly. He's just trying to comprehend, like, what the hell do you want from me? I know I knew I had this power. I knew you wanted to see it. Did you really think that if I could just turn it on, that we would be having this discussion? Do you really think I would allow the death of my friend? Now, you killed him. You killed my teacher. It's on me now. I have the strength now. This is what you wanted, but it's not only on you, it's on me. And just that line from that he says, "What do you want from me?" So,
God, it hits so hard.
And the final nail in the coffin in terms of the clash of beliefs, it's he's like, did you know that like for a time that I actually respected you?
Yes.
He wanted to be like Toguro because Toguro, he could do whatever he wanted. He was the strongest. It wasn't really just about being the strongest. It's just like he always had the power to do what he wanted. He didn't have to listen to anyone. He was the rule maker for his own world. He didn't have to listen to anyone. And he was like, I wanted to be like you. Even when you killed Genkai, there was still a small part, like a small piece of me that's like, wow, you could do that? That sounds awesome in a way. Teenager,
and it wasn't until Genkai said her final words to Yusuke where he was just like, okay, yeah, no, I can't be like him.
It's almost like you can actually see that character, that subtle changing character after the episode, because you notice that he's not exactly himself anymore, and he's ready to just go all in. And man, it's like after Genkai tells Toguro a story, Yusuke realizes like, oh wow, he's actually the exact opposite of me. What was I thinking?
Yep.
So then Yusuke, he's gone over his sorrow. He has all the power back inside him. He's ready to go take down Toguro once and for all. And Toguro is just like, well, you have yet to prove anything to me. And then Yusuke, with the music, today you die, Toguro, disappears, punches him. Toguro flies back. His head, his jaw is caved fucking in. And
so cathartic.
Yeah, he rolled like he not only rolls, but he like bounces off the ground. And every single bounce, you get to see Togoro's perspective, his point of view. Because all you see is just flying, like flipping screens and rubble, and just like, oh god, fucking dog. He crashes in, and by the way, when he gets up, his neck is still broken.
Yeah, and like as soon as he gets up, immediately spirit gun, like in an instant.
And so good. It all ends. It's like, hey, this entire time you wanted me at my full potential. I wanted me at my full potential. So I don't care anymore. This is what you want. This is what I want. I don't care. I'm going to fire this gun. I'm going to use everything I got. You charge at me. We're ending this right here, right now. Toguro takes on the challenge. Yusuke fires a spirit gun. Toguro takes that shit. He tries to, he pretty much hugs it out, but when he does, it turns out it was too much for him.
Don't forget, he goes full actual. 100%.
Oh, yes, and thank you for reminding me. So people are like, some people have issue with the whole, when Toguro goes 85 to 100%, 5% difference really mattered a lot, but 15%, oh, Yusuke's done. Do you guys remember how when Toguro, when he fought Genkai, he said, hey, demon power isn't as strong or doesn't have as much potential as human energy does, but it does give you the raw power that you need. So demon spirit energy, remember, at 85, he becomes a full demon. At 100%, it's kind of just like a buff up. It's not exactly the sheer spiritual and physical awakening that you expect. It's just more muscle. That's all it is. Doesn't really counteract that much.
So can we appreciate the look of Demon Toguro?
Yes. Everyone's so quick to go for the human one instead of the demon one.
Because, like, here's the thing, especially in the 90s, when you got like these big bulky power-ups and all that, you would always want to think, wait, if you're that bulky, you wouldn't be able to really like move your arms or anything, right? Oh, Demon Toguro
fades.
Yep. That's why Demon Toguro, he extended his shoulder blades out and his arms are out, so now he can actually like do shit. So it's almost like he has a brain and he thought.
Yeah. And oh my god, he takes on the full spirit gun. And by the way, I do want to mention real quick, I like how when he has to transform to 85%, he has to start from 0 and then increase.
Yes. I love that.
Go for it. So he takes on the spirit gun, he hugs it, and then it turns out, much like the shell that Toguro had during the entire tournament, it breaks. His entire body shatters, and it's like, finally, at last. I could finally use all of my power in one last fight, and you answered that call. You've done it. Thank you. Taps the fuck out.
Yep.
This entire fight is all about Yusuke trying to overcome not only his own regret, but trying to also take down the most most powerful demon in the tournament. Yes. The guy that's goaded him since episode fucking 26. And this is like an awakening. This is Yusuke. This is you know what? I just figured it out. This is the culmination of Yusuke. This is Yusuke fully coming out as to who he is.
Yep. And
we get to see that side of him explored in the next arc. But this fight was all about him breaking his shell in order to break Togoro's shell. Yes. That was this fight. You can read into like the philosophies all you want. You can read to the moralities. The fight on its own has a brilliant back and forth. And while the uninitiated can easily see the spirit shackles or I lied, I was at 85%, they can see, to the uninitiated eye, they can see it like, fucking cop-outs. No. Nope. In the story, it makes sense. There's actual reasoning. It's like everything that the story set up and did, it followed its rules. It's not the most complex fight ever, but for what it gives you, holy fucking shit, does it deliver. And it doesn't have to be the most insane thing. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the most insane thing ever. It can just be its own contained thing, and it makes sense. It's one of my favorite fights for a reason, guys. Everything about it just works. Writing-wise, character-wise, physically, mentally. Grand line review. If you want a fight that actually challenges someone mentally, don't do Luffy versus Katakuri. Do Yusuke versus motherfucking Toguro. Holy fucking shit. That was a rant. God damn, this fight's amazing. Everyone should watch the series just to get to that point. Holy fucking hell.
So, yes. And what
I waited months for this.
So one thing that like a lot of people don't like fail to think about when talking about like, oh, the best fight in anime and blah blah blah. A lot of people just kind of look at it choreographically. Like just like, oh, how's the fight choreographed? Like the physical aspect of it. No. There's a lot more to the fight than just the choreography. There's the story that's based around it. And God fucking damn it. Yusuke versus Toguro is one of the best.
So good.
It's so good. But so one thing I want to point out, because I don't know, I don't think we should go beyond deeper into that rant because we kind of touched on most of it.
I may lose my voice after this. I can actually feel my voice already fading away.
I love it. So there's a part in here where we have Keiko starting to kind of freak out about all this.
Yes!
He starts having being like, this is a dream, right? Like, I'm going to wake up from this. Yusuke's just going to pick on me at school. I'm going to pick on him, and like we get another flashback of like when they were young, when they became friends and all that. And like, she just gets into this catatonic state for probably the last half of this fight, roughly.
Yeah,
and like
ever since Toguro fired that one little blast next to them, she's kind of out of it because, well, now she herself has felt the danger that Yusuke's in. She realizes that, oh my god, this is the guy he's going up against. Oh god damn, I'm doomed. We're all doomed. I can't bear to see Yusuke die. Yes.
But yeah, everything else. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. And just like when we'll talk about the end of Toguro here in just a second.
Oh yeah.
But so we'll dive more into those aspects of the fight. But yeah, turns out Kuwabara didn't die.
Yes, and oh my god, this is another cop out. And it's like, oh my god, why? How come Toguro didn't kill him? During the fight, he looked like he wanted to. All part of that act, guys.
Yep.
Toguro wants nothing. He even said it himself, and then it's later confirmed by Sakyo. It's like, and Kurama's like, why did he have to kill Kuwabara? He doesn't want as much interference as he wants. He doesn't want to just mindlessly slaughter people. He just does what he Actually, no, I am right. He does not mindlessly slaughter. He only slaughters those who are in his way.
Exactly.
And just wanted that one-on-one. That's all he wanted. And he did not want to kill third-party people.
No. But speaking of Sakyo.
Oh, yeah, his backstory. By the fucking way, before we forget. Remember how we talked about if Shizuru actually had like a thing with Sakyo and if there was like an actual relationship that was not explored in the manga or it wasn't explored in the anime too much?
Mm-hmm. Is it more in the manga?
Nope.
It's not even in the manga, is it?
No, I think it's there. It's still there. It's just like there's absolutely nothing in comparison.
Because like when he goes out and she's there, it's just like, hold on, wait a minute, because we get his backstory of basically how he was a fucked up kid. And so like the whole time like Shizuru's there, I'm just like, wait, you don't know anything about this dude. You're basically just horny.
Yep.
I mean, nothing wrong with that, but you're basically just horny for this dude, for this pretty dude. But yeah, so Sakyo's backstory. He was a fucked up kid. He thought a normal life would be boring, so he liked torturing animals at a pet shop that he worked at. Yeah, basically the mind of a serial killer almost. Basically unstable, but he decided, hey, I'm gonna put all that energy into gambling, and he became rich. And so before the fight with Toguro and Yusuke, he actually places a bet and lets everyone know about it. Him and Koenma bet their lives on the winners. So whoever lost would die. And lo and behold, Toguro dies. So he's just like, all right, Koenma, go ahead and kill me. Koenma's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, oh, well, okay, I'll just blow everybody up here then.
Yep. I'm a man of my word.
Yep. Like, and this is the ultimate gamble. Like, this is what he wants, the ultimate gamble. And just like what you were saying, he running everything. Like, he didn't even know what Toguro was going. And so he was playing cards with he was basically playing cards with Yusuke and Toguro, and they both had better hands.
Yep.
And so he goes down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. It's like, man, I love the line. It's like, thankfully, oh no, Koenma's like, well, how do I know that your work won't be continued? And then Sakyo says, well, thankfully, I'm an egomaniac, and I will never allow someone else to take my work from me. That's almost an exact quote, guys. He goes out like that.
Yep. He's just like, yeah, nobody's gonna do what I did, so fuck off. Bye. Take my word. I don't know. Is there anything more we can expand on with Sakyo?
I can't think of anything. I'm still coming down from that high.
I know. Maybe I should have put Sakyo before the fight. Whatever. Fuck it.
What the fuck ever?
Fuck it.
People, they know what they came here for, and we delivered.
Oh, yeah. But we're about to deliver again. Toguro as a character.
By the way, hey Jiren, take notes.
Yes. So we find out pretty much the full story of Toguro. How he had I almost said temple. He basically had a studio, I guess. We'll just call it a studio. Fuck it. A dojo. There we go. Dojo. That's the word. He basically had a dojo for people where he was training them to be, great fighters and all that. And there was this big demon named, was it Kieran?
I think, yeah. I think Kiryu or Kieran, whatever. It slaughtered all of his students.
Yeah, and basically tempted him to come to the Dark Tournament. So Toguro made a team. Oh, yeah, that's right. He just
Toguro
did it.
And Genkai teamed up to go kill it on their own. They went to that tournament for vengeance.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what. Right. Yeah, because the demon Kieran only killed them because he was just trying to show how badass he was.
Yeah, and he was a demon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was a demon. So Toguro leaves the team. Like, he's just like, okay, we're gonna do this, but he just disappears for like a few months after this. And he comes, and this is all said, by the way, when he's having. Well, no, it's said in multiple different parts because he talks to Koenma, and Koenma's like getting like this backstory from one of his assistants, but Toguro also confronts Genkai in the spirit world.
It's so good.
It's so good. But yeah, so basically something changed in him, and him and Genkai entered the Dark Tournament for vengeance. And I love Koenma talking about Toguro because he's right. Like, the more you dive into Toguro as a character, a lot more avenues and tunnels keep coming out.
And that takes some really good writing, by the way.
Yes.
Because, you really can't, like, this is just for comparison's sake. For characters like My Hero Academia, for instance, you can tell everything about them, like every facet of their life, because Horikoshi wrote them that way.
Yeah.
In One Piece, Oda just does simple characters with simple backstories. They're like, with some characters, you can tell how complex they are, but it's always spelled out for you. Tagashi, you don't get that. You can know like as much about their life as possible, their childhood up till now, but there's still like these unchecked areas. You can assume you know what happens, but it's never right there for you. It's always right there to think about. So you can make whatever bridge you want between like the past and present version of a character. But so long as you think in the right context, it's like, oh, well, maybe this happened and it would work. That's the right Tagashi. It's really good.
And like that's the beauty of Toguro, because like we learn about all this stuff, how his former students died, and he just wants somebody to kill him and all that. But like that was the fight with Toguro and Yusuke. It was a fight of two people who pretty much want to be the same thing, but they're both on different avenues to that same thing.
Yep.
Which one is the right road? I want you to tell me. And that's why he does everything with Yusuke. And that's also why he doesn't actually kill Kuwabara. Because again, just like what you were saying, he doesn't want this third party involvement. He doesn't want to actually kill somebody that just is out here, because he still has this soft spot for the people that were in his dojo that died. He still has like that regret, that turmoil going within himself. So he's not just going to kill somebody just to kill them.
Yeah, why sink to that demon's level that butchers his students?
Even though he
was a demon.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he becomes a demon in his own weird way of atoning for all this, for atoning for the fact that he couldn't be there for them, or even the fact that he went for revenge.
Oh man. By the way, I do need to mention real quick the scene with Koenma and Toguro is oh boy, it's something else, guys, because you kind of forget that Koenma is the judge of spirit world. He determines where you go. So when Toguro walks in, it's basically an appointment with Koenma. And Koenma's like, hey, I judged your human achievements against your demon crimes. Hey, you're going to serve some time, but it's not as bad as you want it to be. And then Togoro's like, I made up my mind. I made a lot of mistakes. Put in the manga, by the way, in the manga and original, he says, put me in hell. In the, what I think is the superior dub, he says, put me in limbo.
Yes. And limbo in this world is kind of like hell, the way Koenma describes it, at least.
Well, it's pretty much like you can't exactly say that, because even in the English sub, it was called hell. The English team couldn't change the animation to be a white space. Well, I mean, they could. They could just probably take an eraser and erase hell.
Yeah.
It's a white space. But Limbo, I always found it to be thank you, Sunday school, for this shit. But
yay, Sunday school.
Yeah, I learned how terrifying Limbo is, because in Limbo it's just white space and you in it. You can't do anything. You just know you exist, but it's like there's nothing. Yeah. You feel nothing. It's horrific. It's pretty scary. 10,000 years of that. It seems pretty fitting for Toguro, a guy who was always active. In Limbo, I think it's better to be in a place where you can't really move, you can't really do anything for 10,000 years, other than you're just gonna suffer in hell. It's like the easy way out. So I do like that the dub changed it to Limbo, because it makes a lot more sense and it is more terrifying.
It just makes it weird, because when you think of Limbo, you think of what you just said, but that's why it's weird in the dub, because Koenma's saying you're gonna be tortured and all that, but you can't feel anything.
Yeah, you just know that you exist and you can't do anything about it.
And all that, So I just wanted to point that, because some people do get it confused and all that. So I just wanted to clarify how it is, at least explained in this series with it. But he meets up with Genkai before he goes in, and she's just like, "Oh my god, the moment!" I'm sorry, it brings me to tears every time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here in front.
Yeah, it's just like
it's
this
good.
last goodbye, and it's their realization, I did it for this, and then Genkai's like, I understand, but my god, you are such a dimwit.
Yep. And then you just see this human face right here when he takes off his glasses and he just does that slow turn to Genkai.
Yes, and he's like, I wish I could have changed. If I stayed with you, it would have been a beautiful life.
Oh my god, just that line. Oh.
Delivered, by the way, by the same voice actor for Cell in Dragon Ball Z.
P is for priceless.
Damian Clark, you absolute legend for voicing Toguro and Cell.
Oh, fucking Toguro is such a great character. He's written so well. It's like this is how you do like mystery with a character and mix it in with when you find things out, but there's still mystery behind it because you can still have conversations about what really drove Toguro and why he became what he was, and like just why with everything with Toguro.
I have one last diss, and this is only because it comes into my mind. So, yeah, there's a difference between understanding the mystery of Toguro and letting it be because you got everything you wanted from the story. And then there's let me take a character and let me do fucking video essays on it because I think I understand it this way, but you know, it's unconfirmed, it's all detailed category.
Oh.
It's just there's a very stark difference in terms of, you know, writing and characterization where Toguro, like I said, you learn about him. There's still avenues left unchecked, but it's like you don't need to go in there. But with that other character I mentioned, it's like, well, there are holes, there are flaws, there is logic that needs to be coming out. So people have to make like essays to try and defend that very flaw. It's like, guys, just stop, please. Yeah. Just let the character be as he is.
Because like that's the other thing. Like if you fast forwarded this series to today's day and age, like before we got this episode, you'd probably see the same things about Toguro. I can almost guarantee you would.
Oh, about the whole people trying to overanalyze him?
Yeah, at least until this episode would have come out. But even still, like
I can see where you're coming from, but it's like at the end of the day, when these two characters are pitted against each other in their own arcs, there is a stark difference in what is like a truly legendary character and a great character. There's that difference there.
Yeah, don't worry, because you actually
it was the great category, not the legendary one, just the great one.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you get that parallel too of him and Yusuke. Right there. It's like, and it's perfect. This is how you do that trope with it, not just this will be a diss towards that character, but you just don't do it in the last moment and people will be like, oh, that's why.
It's so deep.
You plant the seeds as you go. And then when you finally get to that moment, it makes it much more better instead of like, let me plant the seed almost near the end and then have it, you know?
Oh god, and you know what? This is not like this isn't like a cheeky like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's like Toguro leaves very big shoes to fill.
Yes.
But my god, does the next one oh man. Like it's very hard to surpass Toguro, but man, guys,
Sagashi finds a way.
He finds a way.
Yeah, he finds a way.
The next arc is gonna be so good.
But here's another thing though, Trevor. Like we talked about all this good. And I said how good it was.
Sense. I know where you're going. It makes sense. But you know, subjectivisms and all that.
I know. Like, so Genkai comes back because again, Toguro was pulling the strings all along. Because he knew what everyone's wish was going to be, and even tells Koenma that he's just like, you know, take care of her body for the next couple days. You're going to want to do that. He knew what their wish was going to be.
Well, actually, I don't think it was a tournament wish.
No, it wasn't an actual. No, it wasn't an actual tournament wish. But the reason Toguro says that is because he also knows that the tournament committee is going to be dead.
Yeah, I think it's like a very touching way, like another, like one more connection between Yusuke and Genkai. Because, like, yeah, if Yusuke could come back, why not Genkai? You know, because she was kind of taken out too early. So, you know, I like that
she's
connection.
old.
Yeah, I know.
She's
I know.
old. She lived
I
her
know.
full life. She already passed on her power.
Yes. However, there's a. Let's just say that you should be really, and this is, this doesn't exactly fault the writing at this point in the story because there's no real line later on that confirms this, but it's kind of really good that Genkai was brought back because
It
without
is.
her in the next arc, everyone would be dead.
I know. It just.
I know where you're coming from. I can see it. It's not
know.
the hunt. This entire theme was like 100 out of 100, and then this one's like a 70.
This one, yeah. Well, that's the thing. This drops it from like a 100 to a 99.9, which brings me to that part.
Plus.
I can't
plus.
because of the Genkai thing. I can't.
Yes, you can. Well, I mean, okay. How about this? Yusuke versus Toguro. A plus 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 plus.
Oh yeah, that's off the grid.
Good, excellent.
That's off the. Yeah, that doesn't even get a grade.
Excellent.
It gets the ever so rare Fateful-esque rank grade. Maybe one day an arc will please me that much.
We'll see. It's like the next one.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of shit we have to sift through with that one.
What do you mean?
A lot of stuff that in a later series with a filler arc likes to take from.
Oh, you mean Naruto?
No, I'm talking about Bleach with the bounce arc.
Oh,
how it did like a beat for beat. Oh my god. No, I'm talking about Bakugan.
Oh, you mean Zatch Bell? Okay.
Yes, exactly. There you go. By the way, did you see that it's the 20th anniversary of Bobo?
Oh yeah, I saw them. They did a nice little color spread, and it's like I want to watch the anime again. It's probably aged horribly, but
Oh yeah. I do too, but that about does it for this. We're like an hour and 47 in this, but
I lost all my energy and it was fucking worth it.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks if you reached this far of the video. Hope you enjoyed.
You better have reached this point, otherwise you were a moldy poster.
Yes. The next arc, it should be really good.
It surpasses this in every way.
Somehow, some way it does. But Trevor, do you have anything you want to plug?
Be on a lookout on my channel because there is a Team Toguro video that will be completed in the next 1 to 2 weeks from this video whenever you post it. So keep an eye on that. Yes.
Yeah, go subscribe to Trevor right now or your mother will become a hamster.
God damn it.
And go subscribe to the Doommates too. By the way, fun fact, I'll plug this as well. I'm gonna try to start being on Twitch more.
Yay!
And guess what game I just downloaded on my
Pirate
Xbox?
Warriors 3.
No.
Pirate Warriors 4 1/4.
It's something related to a game you guys just finished on the Doommates.
Sonic Adventure?
Yes.
Nice.
Wait,
did that episode finally come out?
No, I saw Sonic Adventure 2 the other day.
Ah, okay.
I saw the last one of that. So, yeah, go subscribe to both of Trevor's channels. Do it.
Oh.
Or your mother's going to kick your cat.
What? No! No!
And like the video, comment. Let's talk about this series. Talk about Yusuke versus Toguro and how it's the best fight ever. Until tonight.
One of the best fights ever.
Until tonight when Odin clashes with Whitebeard and breaks the internet.
Ron. Not only objectively, but also you have to remember the Roger fight is coming.
Oh, that's true. Oh shit, that's gonna be in a couple weeks.
It's coming.
Did you see they're gonna like expand a little bit of
Good.
the fight. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and see you guys on the next Yu Hakusho arc thingy.
Zabadoof.
I don't need you. Better things are coming on the way.